it's Doris with EmmaAbe Books, and I am here to shout out all of the teachers on BookTube. I wish I could shout out all of you, but I'm at least going to shout out the ones who've left little messages on my summer school readathon announcement and TBR videos. And if you have not yet told me about your teaching life, please do leave a message below, because I'm going to make another summer school readathon video next Tuesday, and I would love to meet you and learn about your teaching status and share it with all my friends, at least. Anyway, yeah, this readathon is open for all of us, obviously. We all love to learn. Am I right? I think I am. But I especially want to shout out the teachers out there because we're awesome. So, jumping right in, I was going to print this out and highlight it and all that jazz, but I don't know. My programs were not coordinating with each other. So I just have my computer screen open here. It's a touch screen. It's all good. And I've got, you know, an old school list. And I'm just going to tell you about some of the teachers here on BookTube. Like, I've met some new friends. So, starting off, we have Britta Bohler, who is a lawyer. And if you don't think she has a lot to teach. I think she does. She didn't say so on here, but anyway. And then Lindsey's book life. She is a fabulous teacher of high school English on the West Coast here in the States and the Pacific Northwest, if you will. And I just love, she talks a lot about what books she teaches and topics and things, and I really enjoy her vlogs for that during the school year, at least. And all of the ones, not all of these have channels, but if they do, I will link them below. So maybe some of them are new to you. I know I found a couple new ones myself. So check them out if there are any that you haven't met yet, and you can meet some new teacher friends like me. So, Kathleen Maloney, a speech and language pathologist who collaborates with her ESL, ELL teachers at the middle school. Yeah. So I myself am an ESL teacher, if you didn't know, and I teach K-12. Like next year, I am legitimately scheduled to be at the elementary, middle, and high school in my small town. So I will have the full spectrum of students, and it is a great deal of fun. My first degree was in science and math education. So emphasis on biology and earth science. My first teaching position was in Guatemala. I taught third grade self-contained because that's what they needed. Self-contained means, you know, you teach them all the subjects. And then I came back and taught in Kentucky for a year at a private school with their after-school program. You know, when you're young, you do all sorts of things until you get established. I like to wander. That's what I did. And then I moved to North Carolina, where I taught science. Middle grade, I taught 6th grade life science and language arts, and 8th grade geometry because they needed a geometry teacher. And then I went to Honduras and I taught 4th and 6th grade math because, you know, again, that's what they needed. And 12th grade U.S. government, I kid you not. And it was the year of the hanging Chad, you know, the Gore election year. Yeah. Those kids, and recall that at the time my degree was in biology. So those kids would ask me questions, and that stuff was complicated. And half the time I would be like, let me watch the news tonight and I'll get back to you tomorrow. I learned a lot. I have learned so much from teaching. If you're a teacher, you will know exactly what I mean, but I have learned a lot. So then I moved to Tennessee, and when I went in for the interview, they were like, are you willing to teach ESL? And I'm sure. What is that? I didn't even know that it was a thing. That was 20 years ago, so, you know. But yeah, I got a job teaching ESL and had to go back and get my master's to continue in the job. But I've been teaching ESL. This will be my 20th year in ESL, and I absolutely love it. ESL is English as a second language. So I work with the students who come to us from other countries and have another language as their home language, and they're learning English in some capacity. Most of them already speak English to a certain degree and need help with reading and writing. However, I do get a couple every year that don't know any English at all, and once in a while I'll get some that are stronger in reading and need help with conversational. So I do it all, and I love it. I love it. But we're here to talk about all my teacher friends on the internet. So moving right along, we have Books for Life, who is an English teacher as well, high school English, and then Hannah's Books, who has the same discussion. She understands the Common Core discussion. But she was a college history professor and is now teaching high school humanities online. So I think that is got to be a tremendous benefit for her students, getting a leg up in life as they're getting ready for college. Then Teresa, NC1, is a retired elementary school teacher and is now teaching her grandson during lockdown. I am sure that that is just a blessing. Audrey H., who is a librarian and a nurse. Like, that's an impressive combination. I am impressed, super duper. Brian from Bookish wants us to know that he is retired as well. Like, keep rubbing it in. He just retired, so he's a newbie to the retired field, but I believe he's a high school history teacher. Was. And then Runwright Reads, I know she does a lot. Like, she used to stay running around doing tutoring, but now she's running after her little one, and she is like, that baby's not even had her first birthday, and she is the homeschool mom of the year. Impressive, Karen. So impressed. Courtney is a new one. Courtney Ferriter, college level writing and literature, and she also has a channel. So I will link her below as well. She's new. Be sure and check her out. And then Lindsey I follow on Instagram. She doesn't have a BookTube channel, but I will put her Instagram below. She is Read by Lindsey, and she's a middle school language arts teacher. Much love to the middle school teachers. And then EmmaAbe Books. She is studying to be a foreign language teacher and hopes to have her certification in 2 years, so she can teach English in China. How exciting will that be? Maybe one day I'll do that. I like that idea. SplitReads is a librarian, and she has a lot of great middle school middle grade recommendations on her channel, so be sure and check her out. And then let me go over to my other video, the TBR, and I will link my announcement and TBR videos. This is for the month of July, Summer School Readathon. It's going to be a blast. Do join in, everyone. So oh, I forgot. Oh, I missed a couple. I'm just getting so excited here. Let me go back. It's okay. It's okay when you're teaching. Sometimes you make mistakes. It's okay to admit that you've made a mistake. Children need to learn that. Okay. Gosh, I missed a lot. Neetu Singh is a social studies teacher, and she comments a lot. She's a great commenter. Andrea Dodson teaches self-contained special ed, K6. Another lovely, lovely teacher. Beth Kime, high school chemistry. Ooh. Chemistry is one of those subjects that there are parts of it that are super fun. Like, I love balancing equations. I mean, they're like little puzzles. I like algebra for the same, and geometry for the same reason. The factoring, oh, that's so fun. And geometry, I like finding out the numbers of the angles. Oh, such great puzzles. Tinsy Marcos Bodker is a research and learning services librarian at the university, and she teaches information literacy across the curriculum, but especially with the graduate programs in health sciences and business. Wow, that sounds really cool. Like, I kind of want to do that. I want to be a librarian. True story. Where is EmmaAbe Books? Oh, there she is. EmmaAbe Books. I read her already. She is the one that's studying to be a teacher. And then, oh, she's got a channel. She's got a channel. She's the other new one that I need to check out. Crafty Bibliophile. She is a special education teacher in K5, so another lovely one. And Elia Brackett 1 is a 4th grade teacher of math, science, and social studies. Yeah. When you're in the elementary level, you often teach across several subject areas. Okay, now, at least here in the States, we're going to check out this other one real quick. There's just a few more. Here we go. Where did Lori go? I miss Lori. Oh, there she is at the top. Lori McIntyre. Listen to this. She says, I'm not an official teacher, but I homeschool my daughter. I think a lot of us have learned during this pandemic how important parents are in educating their children. You're a teacher, Lori. Don't you let anybody tell you different. Okay, Erin McLaughlin. Erin McLaughlin is a 5th grade teacher in New York City. Wow, you've had a time. My nephew and his wife live in New York City, and we've been hearing things. Whew. She teaches language arts, social studies, and science. Oh. No, those are the TBR books she's found. I'm sure she does teach those because, like I said, 5th grade, elementary, you teach a lot. Okay, Your True Shelf. This is another channel that I enjoy. She makes lovely vlogs. And she is a doctor. So she's just so tranquil, coming home from work, going to work, interacting with her children and cooking her dinner and doing her Couch to 5K. I'm doing Couch to 5K, but she's always so like, where she finds her tranquility, I need to know. But she says that she is also a teacher of sorts. We're all teachers here. So she's a doctor, but she teaches medical students at the local university, and she teaches them gynecology, pediatrics, mental health, palliative care, and care of the elderly. I mean, kudos to you. That is awesome. Redhead Is Reading. She is another librarian with lots of info, and check her channel. And then lastly, Bookish Inclinations is a 7th grade U.S. history and 12th grade government and economics teacher in New York State. Like, that's a spread. Yeah. So those are all the teachers that I have so far, and the ones who have channels, I will link them below. Do check them out, because there were a few that were new to me and maybe new to you as well. The links for the Readathon information are below. I hope you'll join in. It's going to be fun. And if you're a teacher and I haven't shouted you out yet, please leave your information below. I would love to give you a shout out next Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye. Oops.